Welcome to the demonstration of how to upload and manage student groups in CERS. This video is part of the Introduction to CERS for Test Coordinators and Administrators video series. Managing student groups includes uploading student groups, which is also called rostering, and managing up-to-date student groups in the California Educator Reporting System, or CERS. Rostering is a multi-step process that is completed by those with an administrator role. It results in CERS users having assigned groups of students on their CERS homepage. Managing and editing student groups happens within the CERS interface. Managing student groups is a chapter in the CERS User Guide under Administrative Features. The link to this section of the CERS User Guide is in the resource guide for this video series. This demonstration about uploading and managing student groups in CERS has two parts. The first part of the demonstration will show how to access the student group file template and upload a complete student group file. This is called uploading student groups, or rostering. The second part of this demonstration will show how to manage existing student groups within the CERS interface. This demonstration uses the CERS Sandbox with the District Admin role selected. From the CERS homepage, select the Student Groups button, which opens the Manage Student Groups page. To access and download the file template, select the Upload Groups button. This opens the Upload New or Revised Groups page. Next, select the CSV File Format button. This page provides instructions for how to complete the CSV file template. This is also where the file template can be downloaded by selecting the Template button. The file downloads in a CSV or comma-separated value format. The next step is to complete the template. Some districts and schools may choose to work with their IT department and download an extract from their Student Information System, or SIS. A completed template will be used for this demonstration. There are two different groups to upload in this template. The first is for Ms. Park's 5th grade class, and the second is for Mr. Green's 5th grade advanced math group. Notice that the group name, CDS code, also called the school natural ID in the template, and the school year are filled out in every row, as they are always required. The school year is 2026 for the 2025-26 school year. The subject code ALL is listed once, which applies to the entire group. Using ALL provides access to assessment results for all subjects. Listing a specific subject code will limit the results for the group to that specific subject. The student SSIDs are listed, one per row. There are 4 email addresses listed for the TOMS user accounts that need access to this group. Notice that the emails are in 4 separate rows because they cannot be combined into one cell. The 4 emails are for each of the 4 educators to be assigned to this group: the teacher, the TOSA, or teacher on special assignment, the admin, and the ELD specialist. Trying to upload this template right now would generate an error because the school natural ID has decimals. The file template rules require that this column be in number format with no decimals. To correct this, move the cursor over the header for column B and right-click to open the context menu. Select Format Cells to open the Format Cells menu, and for the number format category, select Number and adjust the decimal places to 0. Then select the OK button. Now that the file is correct and meets the template rules, save the file with a name that helps identify the content and date. This way, if there are adjustments needed later, the file can easily be found, opened, adjusted, saved with the new date, and uploaded to CERS. For example, sample elementary _ January 2026 indicates the school and the date the file was created. The more detailed the file name, the better. Now that the file is complete, the saved file can be uploaded to CERS. On the CERS Sandbox homepage, select the Student Groups button from the Administrator Tools section. Select the Upload Groups button and then select Browse for Files. Find the saved file and upload it. Once loaded, CERS displays the name of the file and the status. In this case, it indicates that the file has bad data. The great thing about CERS is that it will specifically indicate what is wrong. Since we are using the CERS Sandbox with fictitious schools, it will always result in an error with the CDS codes. When the upload is completed successfully, CERS displays a green accepted status. It is important to note that when uploading groups, if there is an SIS to CERS upload scheduled, the files with the same school ID, school year, and group name will be replaced with the most recent file uploaded, whether that is the integration or the manual upload. Now that there are groups uploaded, the second part of the demonstration will show how to manage existing student groups within the CERS interface. From the CERS homepage, select the Student Groups button. For this sample district, the page defaults to the sample elementary school, and the table displays a list of existing groups for that school. Use the school drop-down list and select Sample High School. There is a checkbox in the header row that can be used to select all of the groups or deselect all of the groups. There is also a checkbox at the end of each row for each group. Select the checkbox next to any two groups. Select the context menu, which looks like a 3-dot icon in the header row. This displays the bulk action menu. It is important to note that the bulk actions cannot be completed in the CERS Sandbox. However, they can be completed in the live CERS environment. This demonstration will present each bulk action in its entirety, just like in the live CERS environment. The first bulk action option is Assign, which allows one or more existing student groups to be assigned to another educator with an appropriate TOMS role. Selecting the Assign action produces a pop-up window. The window confirms the number of groups and includes a field to enter the email address of the new educator being assigned to the group. Remember that CERS uses the roles from TOMS, so the email must be the same one that is tied to an account in TOMS. The next time the educator logs on to CERS, the new student groups will be displayed on their homepage. The next option on the bulk action menu is Download, which downloads one or more of the existing student groups into a CSV file. Selecting the download action produces a pop-up window that confirms the number of groups. Select the download button. The CSV file is downloaded to the device in a Downloads folder or other designated location. The CSV file is formatted the same as the upload file template, which makes it very easy to make changes, save, and upload back into CERS. Please note that if multiple groups are selected, they will be downloaded into the same file. The last option on the bulk action menu is Delete, which permanently deletes one or more groups from CERS. Selecting the Delete action produces a pop-up window that confirms the number of groups. Select the Delete button. A warning message appears that says, once these groups are deleted, they will no longer be accessible to any users. This action cannot be undone. Are you sure you want to continue? Click the Delete button to delete the group or groups, or the Cancel button to close the message without deleting. Administrators can also edit groups from the Manage Student Groups list. Selecting a group name will expand the panel for that group. The default view is the Students tab, which lists the current students in the group. The Edit Group button opens the Edit Student Group page. To remove a student from the group, select the student's name. The student appears in the Students to be Removed list. To add a student to the group, enter the student's SSID in the Search by SSID box and select the Add button. The student appears in the Students to be Added list. Select the Save button to save the changes made, and a confirmation message will appear. Remember, an administrator will only be able to add students associated with their LEA or site based on their user role in TOMS. If the SSID entered is not found or associated with the school or LEA, an error message will appear. Similar to adding or removing students, users can be added or removed from groups within CERS. To view and edit users assigned to the group, select the Edit Assigned Users tab. To remove an existing assigned user, select their email and they appear in the Users to be Removed list. To add a new user to the group, enter the user's email to the Add User by User login box. This must be the same email address associated with their TOMS account. When the Add button is selected, the user will appear in the Users to be Added list. Select the Save button to save the changes made, and a confirmation message will appear. It is important to note that CERS does not validate whether the email address is tied to a TOMS role. No warning messages will appear for incorrect email addresses, and it will look like the email address has been accepted. However, CERS access is not granted. To wrap up, this demonstration accessed the sandbox using the District Administrator role. This video demonstrated how to access and download the student group file template, upload the student group file to CERS, complete the bulk actions within CERS, and add and delete students and users from existing student groups. To try this on your own, the instructions and the link to the sandbox are both in the resource guide. Thank you for watching this demonstration on uploading and managing student groups in CERS. The full video series title list and a link to the resource guide are located in the description of this video.